series of CrossFit or cross-training shoe breakdowns, I give you a better understanding of what makes up a specific brand of shoe, in this case, the Reebok Nano. So we as the buyers have an understanding of what we should be getting with each new generation of shoe. I've already done the No Bulls and Nike Metcons, so let's finally get into the OG CrossFit shoe, the Reebok Nano. So besides the question, Reebok's name hasn't really been thrown around as the go-to shoe for many. You've always had the stripes and the checks, but there hasn't been much love for Reebok through the years. Speaking of stripes, you ever wonder why Adidas never made a big push for their own CrossFit shoe? Probably because of something many people don't know. They're the parent company to Reebok, for now at least. In 2006, Adidas closed on the acquisition of Reebok for $3.8 billion. That's billion with a B. To help position Adidas for better market penetration in the United States by leveraging Reebok's then 10-year licensing deal with the NBA, which has since expired and now in the possession of Nike. However, I don't think Reebok's purchase ever materialized the way Adidas envisioned, even with their deals with the CrossFit brand and the UFC. In a recent communication to investors, Adidas stated they may be entertaining the sale of the Reebok brand, and the sale would be for a pretty big loss. Probably because the CrossFit and UFC deals are donezo. But for us in the CrossFit cross-training world, Reebok did something we'll always be grateful for. They made the first shoe specified for the incredible variety of exercises that CrossFit throws at us. Anything from heavy squats, to rope climbs, to power cleans, to distance running, you name it. Wouldn't necessarily say that these shoes excel at any one area of exercise, but they do an amazing job at being good enough for everything. And before the Nano, there weren't any specified cross-training shoes. For many, including myself, the go-to shoe for the gym were things like Chuck Taylors or Vans, but not a chance in hell would I ever want to run in them. I've said it a ton of times, by the way, in my videos. Please, please, please don't wear running shoes for lifting weights. You need something with a minimal sole that allows for the appropriate dispersion of forces applied through the shoe into the ground like the Reebok Nano. Like I said earlier, before the Nano, there weren't really any specific cross-training or CrossFit shoes, but shoes people either power lifted in, or Olympic lifted, or ran, or did plyometrics in. With the advent of the Nano, we were introduced to a shoe specifically designed for doing it all. Unlike No Bulls or the Nike Metcons, the Reebok Nano doesn't really have a definitive visual impression. With each generation, there's some sort of adjustment to the functionality or aesthetic. But what the Nano aimed to do since the beginning was provide a wide toe box, a stable lifting platform, flexibility in the midsole and toe box for running and plyometrics, and durability in the upper for lateral movements. Something running shoes or any shoe not intended for plyometrics are just not good at, since they lack integrity on side-to-side movements. Just not what they were designed to do. The intent of the wide toe box is the ability for the wearer's foot to splay naturally during weightlifting movements to maximize stability. Something Nano also did was provide proper points of contact in your heel and your toes for lifts. And as someone who wears a 4E width shoe that's very wide if you aren't aware, the Nano has always been the most comfortable shoe for me, and one that I can get without having to size up. Although there hasn't been a singular visual design, Reebok designers always built upon each previous generation to make improvements on the important elements of the Nano as time went on. And although I have my personal preferences of being a No Bull fan, mainly because I love paying for products from small market cap companies, the Nano has always been my recommendation for anyone just getting into CrossFit. I've had the 4s, the 5s, the 7s, the 8s, and here are the X's Inside Out Edition. As recent as the X, the shoe has been a great balance of comfort and stability. If I had to take one shoe in a battle, or in a more literal case, a CrossFit competition, it would be the Nano. That is until now. So we talk about the future of the shoe and the brand Reebok. The purpose of this series is to illustrate to you, the viewer and fitness enthusiast, what it is about the specific style of shoe and what we can expect when new versions come out. Like I said before, I've reviewed the No Bull and Metcons. Go check those videos out if you haven't already, and each has an overarching design that you'll always get with each generation. And the Nano has appeared to have lost its way. With their partnership with CrossFit ending, Reebok has done an apparent redesign and marketing move to separate themselves from CrossFit-specific exercises and expanding their reach to be the built for all and the all-day comfort shoe, whatever that means. With the market rebrand and redesign, Reebok has sacrificed more sport-specific features and has become a jack of all trades and, in my opinion, a master at none. To me, Reebok took a huge step backwards, and their uninspiring redesign of their recently released X1 from their X, which I consider to be my favorite all-around CrossFit shoe ever made, to become more of a hit style and go-to shoe for what I'm sure what they hope to be a broader market outside of CrossFit. And with all that, they've sacrificed their core, which was to be the most stable cross-training, most comfortable CrossFit shoe with that wide toe box. I'm still currently in the process of testing and reviewing the X1, so subscribe and I'll have that video out in a couple of weeks. So unlike other Noble and Metcon breakdowns, this one ends with a lot of unknowns of the design of anything from the Nano X1 and on. It's not a good wrap up and current end, I think, to such a well-respected shoe, but that's the current state of affairs. If there's any updates to the design of the Nano as time goes on, I'll be sure to keep my eye out and create new video updates as I see fit. Again, if you're in the market for a CrossFit or cross-training shoe, be sure to check out my other videos on the Nobles and Metcons to get more insight in what may be right for you, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel and be updated on new reviews coming out. You can follow me on Instagram for more content. I just started a TikTok, which will be, at least at this point, specifically made for doing unboxings, so you can see what products may be coming down the pipeline on the YouTube channel. And what's also going to be interesting with the potential sale of Reebok from Adidas is with all the market data that they know and have been privileged to during their ownership of Reebok, if they're going to follow Puma and make a push for their own CrossFit or cross-training shoe, because you always have Nike and Adidas fighting for market share as the big two companies in just about every sport. So if they see fit, I would not be surprised if we see an Adidas CrossFit shoe coming out. Something like a little better than the cheaper ones that you can see out on Amazon right now. Anyway, those are just some things that I'm looking out for. I appreciate you watching, and go grab some shoes and get training.